The motive of lotus is something very, very popular in all our spiritual texts and traditions. Now, I thought I will share one small insight regarding Padma. This is something that is usually transferred or it is usually taught in the Guru Shishya Parampara. What is Padma? What is the symbolism of Padma? Apart from the fact that the Padma stands for standing aloft from the spiritual, that is from the murk, and in spite of living or being blossoming in all muddy and murky water, the lotus is standing out without being tainted by it. That explanation uh, is what is more of an inspiration kind of thing. But truly, from the Tantrika and the Agamic point of view, what is the significance of Padma? Many of the words which are found in the Tantras have codes embedded in them. And these codes are decrypted using two methodologies. One is the Bhuta Sankhya, the other is the Katapayadi Sankhya. Katapayadi and Bhuta Sankhya are how we uh, derive numbers from words. When we do the Katapayadi decryption for the word Padma, the number we get is 51. 51 stands for the Matrikaksharas. And in the sadhana, when we see our throat, that is the Vishuddhi, has the placement of 16 vowels in the 16 petals. So from A to Aha, the letters are in our Vishuddhi. Then in the Anahata, we have 12 petals starting from letters Ka, the entire Kavarga and Chavarga. Then the first two letters of the Tavarga, that is Ta, 12 petals, 12 letters. Then as we move down, the Manipura has 10, starts with Da, ends with Pa. Then we go to Swadhisthana, starts with Ba and ends with Ra. Then the Mooladhara, 4, starts with Va, and in the Agnya, there are 2, Ha and Ksha. So when we take all the letters of the Matrika are positioned in these Shat Chakras. Regarding the Sahasrara Padma, which is 1000 petal, 20 times when these Matrikaksharas are represented, we get the number 1000. So Padma refers to the Matrika Chakra. That is why we call them as chakras or even Padma. So Padma stands for the Matrika. So when we say Devi is Padmini or Devi is Padma Mandira, she resides in the Matrika Aksharas because the first Srishti is the Shabda Srishti, which generates or gives birth to the Artha Srishti. So this is the most important contribution of the Tantragama to the world of darshans, to have the Shabda element before the Artha element. This was later consolidated by Acharya Bhartrhari in his Vakyapadiya, when he introduced the concept of his worldview from the Vaiyakarana point of view, where there are only two padarthas, Shabda and Artha. So this is something which is an inspiration from the Tantragams. So Padma actually refers to the Matrika Chakra or the Matrika Aksharas. So Padma Mandira, one who resides in the Matrika Aksharas. Khadgini. So from here on, there are some namas which will show her representing, holding certain weapons. Okay. Khadga. Khadga is the sword. So
Mandira.
Khadgini.
But before that, there is Mandira.
Yes, Padma Mandira is one word. One who has Padma as her Mandira. One who has the lotus as her repose, as her residence.
अच्छा अच्छा फिर
Khadgini, Khadga is Jnana. Even in Bhagavad Gita, we have reference to Jnana Khadga. Okay. Uh, so Khadga refers to the Jnana which cuts the Ajnana. So Khadgini. So in Saptashati, for each of the weapons, I think we have already mentioned, for each of the weapon performs, or we all know what a sword would do, a mace will not. What a mace will do, a spear will not, and so on. So each of these astras stand for certain spiritual disciplines. So Khadga stands for Jnana, which cuts down the Ajnana or the Avidya. So she is Khadgini, which means she is that Jnana which destroys all the Ajnana. The next Nama,
Chakrahasta.
Chakrahasta. Okay. Chakrahasta, one who holds the chakra in her hand.
And
Chakra is, there are two types in which the iconography of Devi is represented with the chakra. One is the Prayoga chakra, and the other is the Darshana chakra or Sudarshana chakra. What is the difference between the two? In the Prayoga chakra, in wherever, especially in the Pallava period sculptures, we will see that the Devi is always shown in the wielding a Prayoga chakra. What is the Prayoga chakra? Prayoga chakra, she will be holding the chakra as if she is pitching a cricket ball. So the chakra will be in between the two fingers like this. Okay. So it will be like as if she is pitching the ball. That is the Prayoga chakra. Whereas the other one is the chakra will be facing us full full form. Okay. So that is the Darshana or the Sudarshana chakra. The difference between these two is that Prayoga chakra is representing her grace to come to or to be ready to come to the protection of her devotees. That is why she is ready to strike down all the obstacles that the devotee is facing, wielding the Prayoga chakra. Whereas when it is the Sudarshana, it is showing the Darshana is to see Sudarshana, proper vision. Okay, a clear vision. So clarity in clarity in the way we look at the objects. So when we say Chakrahasta, either we look at it as a Prayoga chakra, which represents her grace, her Anugraha Shakti, or it represents the Sutarka or Sattarka, the proper way of analysis, which helps us understand the objects as they are and not how we want to see them or how we are seeing them. So without any of the vikalpas, without any of the thought constructs, when the objects presents themselves to us, it is because of her grace of Sattarka or Darshana. So that is the symbolism of chakra. So she is Chakrahasta, the wielder of the chakra.
Bhushindi.
Bhushundi. Bhushundi is another club-like weapon. Bhushundi is okay. It will have spikes. It's like a club with the spikes. Okay, 100 spikes will be there. What will the Bhushundi do? The Bhushundi will actually cause tremendous pain by ripping the flesh out. That was the function of the Bhushundi in a war. You can imagine, no? It's like having thorns, okay, pointing out. So when it goes and the person pulls it out, it will rip open the skin and the flesh out. That was what Bhushundi is. So Bhushundi represents that aspect of jnana, of pulling out something. Okay, what is that jnana or what aspect of jnana pulls out? The aspect of superimposition on certain uh, uh, objects. For example, the classic example given is that of a Rajju Sarpa. In the evening, when someone was passing through no threshold, because of half light, there was a rope, but since it was moving, the person misunderstood the rope as a serpent. Okay. Not only that he misunderstood, he reacted as if he would have seen a serpent. Agitated, no, he's perspiring, he's scared, he's running to no, look for a stick to beat the serpent or to drive it away. Then later on, when the full he brings a lamb, he finds out that it is not the snake, but it is just a rope.
No.
Now, till that experience of snake, the snake was superimposed on the rope. So rope was the reality, while the snake was the superimposition. And that superimposition was because of certain conditions, low light and others. So Bhushundi is that aspect of jnana which removes the superimposition, therefore helping us see the substratum, the adhara or the adhisthana clear. So she is Bhushundi.
For any person, both cannot be seen simultaneously together.
Cannot be seen, obviously. Jnana and ajnana cannot exist in the same place in the same time.
Exactly. Paridayuda.
Parikha. Parikha is a long staff like weapon. Okay. So Parikha Yudha. So Parikha usually made of iron. Okay. So it's, you can imagine like a long iron bar kind of thing. So Parikha is used for uh, for causing obstacle or to push back the enemies. So it's not usually Parikha will be wielded by 2 or 3 people to push the soldiers back. So Parikha represents the aspect of Devi's grace or Anugraha, which keeps all the Vikalpas away from the devotees. So she has this Parikha. So she is Parikha Yudha.
Chapini Pashasta.
Chapini.
Chapin.
We have already seen Chapa represents the bow, and bow is in the Adhyatma context is the mind. Okay, so Chapini, one who holds the bow. Pasha,
Pashasta.
yeah. Pasha is
Noose.
the noose.
Hmm.
Okay, one who wields the noose.
Trishula. Trishula
Trishula,
Varadharini.
Trishula Varadharini. So if we have to understand this nama as Vara Trishula Dharini, one who holds the best Trishula. Vara Shabda is used here in the sense of the best. So Trishula Varadharini, one who holds one of the most powerful or one of the most effective Trishula. Trishula, Trishula. Okay. Shula is that which pierces, and Trishula will pierce in 3 points. What are the 3 points that needs piercing in our misunderstanding? They are 3 malas. Therefore, Trishula represents that aspect of Devi's Anugraha, which removes the 3 mala, therefore clears the vision or clears the conceptualization of objects. So Trishula Varadhari. That is why it is Vara Trishula. Not any other ordinary Trishula can do. Only the best. That is Devi's Anugraha can remove the Pasha. Subhana.
Subhana. Subhana.
Bana is arrow. Here the arrow stands for the Pancha Tanmatras, the 5 objects of enjoyment by the senses. So if the mind is the bow, then the sense objects are the arrows. So Subhana. So by which we are able to
Is
control
it one
the
word?
sense.
Is it one word? Shekharji, Subhana Shakti Hastacha?
No, no. Subhana is another one nama. Shakti is another nama.
Mhm.
So Shakti Hasta. Shakti is a spear. So one who has the spear in her hand. Shakti Hasta. Shakti refers to the aspect of dhairya. Because for a spiritual sadhana, most important thing that we should have, and many of us don't have, is the dhairya. Okay, that is why in Kathopanishad, Yama, while giving the advice to Nachiketa, he says, an feeble-minded person can never attain this spiritual knowledge,
Hmm.
nor can this be attained by mere logical debates and conclusions. Only a strong-willed person, he alone becomes entitled to receive the spiritual knowledge. So that dhairya is very, very important for a sadhaka. That is why there are many sadhanas in the Tantra Agama to build this dhairya in the sadhaka. So that dhairya is represented by Shakti, Shakti Hasta, Mayura Vara Vahana. We have seen certain other namas earlier which refers to the various Matrika Shaktis. Here, the Matrika is the Kaumari. When we start with Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari. Kaumari is the third amongst the Saptamatrikas. Since she is the Shakti or the aspect of Kumara or Kartikeya, she wields whatever weapon that Kumara wields. So the special weapon of Kumara or Kartikeya is Shakti, and Mayura or peacock is his Vahan. So she also is depicted as riding the peacock as her vehicle. Mayura Vara Vahan. Now, at the Adhyatma level, what is Mayura? If we go through the Vijnana Bhairava, there is a shloka where the plumage of the peacock is compared to the shunya avasthas of the which a sadhaka experiences. And the transition between these shunya avasthas is so seemingly or seamlessly it integrates like the colors within the plumage of the peacock. We don't know where one color ends and where the next color starts. That is why the Vijnana Bhairava gives an example of the feather of the peacock to compare the shunyavasthas. There are shatshunyas. So these shatshunyas are compared to the peacock. So Mayura stands for the shunya. Okay, and shunya here is not in the negative sense that usually is understood with the word shunya. Shunya here is absence of any constructed thoughts. That is the five levels of absence of any constructed thoughts. That is why it is shunya. There is vikalpa shunya. It is not complete shunya. It is vikalpa shunya. So there are 6 kinds of vikalpas, and in each stage these vikalpas are absent. Therefore, it is represented as shatshunyas. So Mayura Vara Vahana.
Vara Yuddha Dara Veera.
Vara Ayudha Dhara. One who wields Vara Ayudha, the best amongst the weapons. So, not all weapons can be or are enlisted. Therefore, this is one nama by which summarizes that. Like this, we will have to understand wherever an Ayudha is referred, there is a physical aspect for the Ayudha and there is an Adhyatma aspect for the Ayudha as well. And Devi wields so many weapons as is required for freeing the sadhaka from his pashas. So Vara Ayudha Dhara.
Veera.
Veera. Veera. Veera is one who is valorous. So the reason why Devi is called here as Veera is to show the spirit of in the highest state of spiritual attainment. There is nothing to fear from anyone. Why? We normally will fear only when there is a sense of alienation in the mind. For example, if I am staying alone in a room. I may be afraid that there will be someone else who might come and harm me. There will be someone else who might come and steal whatever is there in my room. So as long as there is the idea of there is that someone, there is the fear. For a jnani, there is no one who is someone else apart from him. Therefore, there is no fear in him. This is what the Upanishad says as Dvitiyatvai Bhayam Bhavati. What is the origin of Bhaya? The origin of Bhaya is the concept of duality, Dvitiya. When there is no Dvitiya Padartha, there is no cause for fear as well. So, Veera represents that state of complete freedom of a jnani, wherein he sees nothing existing apart from himself. So she is Veera. And in that state, she enjoys a perfect bliss, a bliss of uh, Swatmaram. No, that's the usual terminology. Swatmaram means I don't require anything else to make me happy. My mere existence itself is blissful. So that is represented by the next nama, Veerapana Mada Utkata. Veerapana. Now, at the Sthula level, the word Veerapana refers to the consecrated alcoholic beverage, which is used in certain sadhana, no, in certain saparya paddhatis. So, Veerapana, and there also the Tantra Agamas were very, very clear that not everyone was entitled to use the Veeradravya, that is the alcoholic beverage. Only a person who has complete sense control, one alone was entitled for this Veerapana. That is why uh, the alcoholic beverage itself was called as a Veerapana. Only a Veera can partake it, not a feeble-minded, not a person who has still not subdued his senses under him. So, Veerapana Mada is that state of intoxication. Utkata is one who is reveling in that state of intoxication. So, the Tantragamas prescribe Veerapana for a person who has complete victory over the senses, so that he does not fall prey to the effects of the intoxication. All right. Whereas
Yes.
at the Adhyatma level, Veerapana refers to the state of absolute bliss of non-duality, and wherein it is only the soul presence or the soul being which gives that happiness and nothing else. So Veerapana Mada Utkata.
Kata. Vasudha, Vasudharach.
Vasudha. Vasudha is normally the term refers to earth. Vasu means wealth, one who holds the wealth. Vasu dhiyate asmin iti vasudha. So the holder of wealth, because underneath the earth's surface we have all the wealth, whether it is
Wealth,
mineral
pure.
wealth, whether it is even the wealth of life and vegetation is a wealth. So she is the provider of wealth. Therefore, she is Vasudha.
Vasudhara.
Vasudhara. Dhara. Dhara means a stream. She is the stream of all the riches and all the wealth. Now, what is the significance of the term Vasu? We could have used the word Dhanadha or Dhanadhara if it was only prosperity or gold or silver and that kind of wealth, if it was intended to be. The speciality of the word Vasu is to drive home the point that the prosperity referred by the word Vasu is not just the mere materialistic objects, but it is the omnipresence, which is the greatest wealth. When do we reach that state of omnipresence? When we are established in the core of our center. Only when we reach that, no, in the in the Pratyabhijna Hridaya, it is called as the Madhyama Avastha. Only when we are established in the Madhyama Avastha, at the core of our reality, at the core of our existence, we will be able to enjoy, or we will be able to experience our omnipresence. The omnipresence is what is Vasu. So Vasudha, Vasudhara refers to the uh, the the omnipresence of the Supreme Chit, and the Supreme Chit being the source of the existence of all. That is why she is the stream, Vasudhara. She is the stream of existence. If something is existing, it is because of Chit, which is the substrat. So she is Vasudhara.
Jaya.
Jaya. Jaya is one of the attendants of Devi, because there are 4 attendants: Jaya, Vijaya, Ajita, and Aparajita. These are the 4 Sakhis of Devi Durga. Otherwise, Jaya refers to victory. So one who is ever victorious.
Ever victorious.
Because amongst the many types or many forms of Durga, there is one form which is known as Jaya Durga. Jaya refers to victory. So, Jaya.
Shakambari.
Shakambari. Ambara. Ambara means cloth or dress. Shaka means vegetables. Shakambara or Shakambari in the feminine form means one who has the vegetables, fruits and vegetables as her dress.
Roots.
In the Saptashati, this episode of Shakambari is narrated in brief. There was a period of famine for a very long time, and the Devas and the Rishis, they prayed to Devi Durga. She, out of her compassion, she assumed the form of Shakambari, wherein she was having 1,000 eyes. So, sorry, 100 eyes. So she is also called as Shatakshi. And from each of the eye, the water started oozing, as the tears started oozing, seeing the plight of the living beings. And all that started to flow as river. And she came with fruits and vegetables, so much so that all that we could see was the vegetables and just her face amongst the fruits and vegetables. So it was as if she was wearing a cloth made of fruits and vegetables. So she got the name Shakambari. She is one of the 7 Shaktis of Devi Durga, as represented in the Devi Durga Saptashati. Shakambari.
Shiva. Shakambari.
Shiva. Okay. Shiva comes from the dhatu Vashakantau. Vash. Vash is the dhatu from which the word Shiva comes. That which is ever shining, ever auspicious. So Shiva is that ever auspicious being. What can be auspicious? One whose presence causes everything to exist in a state of absolute bliss alone can be auspicious. And that is Chit itself. Therefore, it is the supreme Chit which is called by the term Shiva. The feminine form of the word is Shiva. So, normally while listing the tattvas, Shiva and Shakti tattvas, when they are referred, we know that it is the Prakasha and the Vimarsha, and we cannot have the Shiva without the Shakti. So normally Shiva and Shakti are referred to as a singular unit. Even though for the sake of enumeration we may number them as 1 and 2, the 1 and 2 are always one single unit. So to emphasize this, Acharya Kshemaraja, when he in is one of his sutra, he says 30 Shivadi Prithivyantam Panchatrimshat Tattvani. Normally 36 is Shatrimshat. How can it be 35 if we say Panchatrimshat? Because Sapta Panchaka Svabhava. That is how the sutra ends. Sapta 7, Pancha 5, 7 into 5, 35. So how it is 35? Because Shiva and Shiva cannot exist separately from each other. They both are calculated or are counted as one.
One.
So Prakasha and Vimarsha are seen as one in Tantras. So Shiva.
Vijaya.
Vijaya is the name of another uh, uh, Sakhi or the attendant of Devi Durga, Vijaya. So Jaya and Vijaya, the dhatu is the same. Okay, and therefore the meaning is once again the same. But in the Durga dhyana, Jaya and Vijaya are said to represent the Ida and the Pingala, while the Mula Durga stands for the Sushumna Nadi. Just we will see the same kind of a representation in Dakshina Kali, okay, in Lalita Tripura Sundari. So the two attendant deities always represent the Ida and the Pingala. So Jaya and Vijaya represent the Ida and the Pingala.
Vijaya Jayanti. Vijaya Jayanti.
Jayanti, one who is ever victorious. Jayanti, or this is the present continuous, no? Wherever there is the presence or the anugraha of Devi, the victory continues to exist. So it is not a thing of the past. It continues in the present and shall continue in the future as well. So it is a sort of an assurance to all the sadhakas that whoever has the grace of one's Sri Guru and through that the grace of Ishvara shall ever be victorious in his path of sadhana. So he is Jayanti.
Swastini.
Okay.
Swastini Shatrunashini.
Swastini. Swastha. Swastha. Being or abiding in oneself. So normally the term swastha is used to say someone is well, someone is keeping good health. Okay. Saha swasthaha asti. No, it means that he is keeping good health. Actually, the word swastha means abiding in oneself. That is, the diseases are seen as aberration, whereas good health is a state of perfect existence. At the Adhyatma level, being in oneself means being in one's own core. Okay, so that is swastha. So, swasti. Shatrunashini.
Shatrunashini.
One who destroys the Shatru. Shatru is the obstacles. So, Shatrunashini does not mean one's opponent. It means all those factors which causes obstacles in our sadhana. That is Shatru. That is why inner enemies are all called as Shadripu. That is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. They are called as Shadripu. Ripu means enemy. So Shatru means not necessarily external uh, people who have animosity externally, but also those internal factors or internal emotions which cause hindrances to our well-being. So Shatru Nashini, she removes both the external as well as the internal.
Antarvatni.
Antarvatni. Antarvatna means one who is one who can be attained through inner spiritual practice. See, there are two types of practices which are advocated in the Tantra. It is called as an Antaryaga and Bahiryaga. Bahiryaga refers to all the external worship. So the normal puja archana that we do, wherein we have one bimba, one image of the devata, and we have the other paraphernalia. Okay, the water, fruits, flowers, whatever, all that. Using that, when we perform, it is called as a bahiryaga.
Hmm.
The same could be done internally through mere thought assimilation. So even if you don't have flowers, we can perform the same worship mentally by projecting the flowers and do and carry out the worship. This is called as a Manasa Puja or Antaryaga. Now, there are grades of this Antaryaga. Okay, starts from the physical, uh, starts from mental imagination of all that no that we do in the physical puja mentally. That is the stage one of the Antaryaga. Till we move to equating each of these to certain bhavas and understanding. So there is one text by name Bhavanopanishad, and Bhaskar Raya has written one commentary for Bhavanopanishad, wherein he has explained the uh, the spiritual significance of each of the external elements that is used for worship. So that kind of bhavana, when it is done, it is called as a Mahayaga. Okay, so that is one of the greatest forms of the Antaryaga. So Antarvatni is one who is worshipped through these internal processes by, and to do Antaryaga, one should have sufficiently performed Bahiryaga. So one cannot take this as an excuse for not performing the Bahiryaga. One cannot say, no, I believe in internal worship. I don't
Mm.
believe in ritualism and all those things. No, you cannot jump to the last step without having climbed the first step of the ladder. So Bahiryaga is the first step that conditions the mind, that prepares the mind. Only then we can reach the topmost layer. So Antarvat. Mara, can we stop here today?
Antarvatini Ved Shakti Tak.
Veda Shakti. Veda Shakti. With to know the power of jnana. She is Veda Shakti. So the power of knowledge or the power of knowing oneself. She is Veda Shakti. The other one is she is the Shakti which is proclaimed by the Vedas. When we have the Upanishads or when we have the mantras like such as Shri Sukta, okay, wherein it declares the highest state of the Kamakala when it says Ya Eem Shrunoti, Ya Uktam. The Eem is the Kamakala. So she is the one who is proclaimed by the Shruti as the highest principle. Even in Shatarudra or the Sri Rudra, though the entire Sri Rudra is in praise of, of Rudra or Shiva, towards the end, there is one statement which will just put the Devi on the top. It says, Tayano Mrida Jivase. Hey Mrida, Tvam Taya Jivase. You exist because of her. You may be all that we have praised, but Tayano Mrida Jivase. So she is the one who is declared by the Shruti. Therefore, she is Veda Shakti.
And she is also Varda.
Varada.
That's the next name.
Yes.
That will take up tomorrow.
Yes.
Next time.
Next.
Varda, Vardharini.
Dhanyavad. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Rakeshji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, and thank you to all.
Namaskar, Baba.
Namaskar.
God bless. God bless.
Thank you.
Namaskar.